what's up, it's Planet Airsoft. Today we are reviewing the KW Kriss Vector, which has been requested forever, and I've been trying to do it, but it's been taking forever. And I'm freaking tired, but I'm going to do it anyway, because I'm just that nice. So let's start off with in the box. You get your awesome manual. I recommend you all read this before you actually decide to try to do stuff yourself, because they have these really annoying proprietary thingies that you have to use to adjust everything, and it's kind of hard to figure out without it. You get your KW Kriss Vector. They're available in 10. Or black. Unfortunately, it's not available in 2-tone, but I switched parts with my friend. That's how I got this. Anyway, you get 149 round mag, if it would come out, which is actually really generous for a gas mag, because most of them are around 40 rounds or less, and those extra rounds do matter. You get your ugly flash hider for your orange chip, which I don't use. I recommend you just buy an aftermarket suppressor or something, like we'll talk about later. Go back inside the bag. You get a front sight adjustment tool, which I broke because it's made out of horrible plastic, so be really careful with that, or maybe buy a few of them. But it does come with these front and rear metal, really nice sights. I'll show close-ups later. Probably one of the nicest sights I've ever seen in Airsoft. They are removable and they both flip down, but that stupid plastic tool is used to adjust the front sight for elevation, and the rear one just has a stupid wheel for windage. So that's pretty awesome. And finally, in the box, you get your KWA warranty information, which I don't have in me, and you get this stupid KWA proprietary hop-up tool, which you have for most of their guns, and basically don't lose it. It has these little notches on the side. It's pretty simple to use. You just pull back your bolt. There's going to be a wheel right here. You basically just insert these notches into the notches on the wheel, and then I think it's up for more hop and down for less hop. It says in the manual. I think my coffee's broken because I'm so freaking tired. Anyway, let's talk about the ambidextrous and non-ambidextrous features on this gun. They kind of mixed it up. I don't know why, but they did. They got some ambidextrous, some non-ambidextrous. Anyway, you've got your ambidextrous safety, which is awesome, I guess. Ambidextrous fire selector, we'll talk about that later, but yeah. Then over here, you've got your non-ambidextrous functioning charging handle, since it is a gas blowback and bolt release. Love that sound. You've got your non-ambidextrous only on the left side mag release. This is also on the left side, by the way. You've got your stock, which only folds to the right via this button right here. You've got a sling mount, which is on actually the right side, so it's made for lefties. So I don't know, I guess they kind of got confused there, but it swivels, and it's pretty sure it's metal. It's really solid. I've used it before in a game and no problems. And over here, via those two hex screw thingies right there, you can pull out the buttstock and adjust it to 5 points. Tactical sit down. Well, I mean, use because I'm too lazy to adjust the camera height, so deal with that. Attitude. One of my favorite things about this gun, besides that awesome sound, is the fact that it offers 3 firing modes. Semi, 2-round burst, and of course, full auto. For people who don't feel their hurts. The KW Vector is fully licensed by Kriss, which gives it some amazing trademarks, which you don't find on other guns, which is actually a really cool feature. This gun is made of fiber reinforced polymer, which is awesome for many reasons. For one, it doesn't weigh as much as metal, doesn't scratch as easily as metal, and 3, it doesn't dent. Yes, I've had metal guns dent on me before. Also, it does come with a full metal upper rail, full metal side rail, and 2 points right there to add another rail if you'd like, or switch the sides, but I wouldn't recommend it because it would get in the way of that. Pew! And under this included vertical foregrip, it does come with another rail if you want to take that off and add your own accessories. Also, I feel this like really hard. I mean, I play more aggressive than like a Chihuahua. Is that a good reference? Let's go with it. And the only signs of wear I have on this gun, amazingly, is the charging handle. A few scratches because it's metal. Otherwise, it's like in literally perfect condition. And I play pretty hard, so good job, KWA. Oh god, that tastes like death. That'll make a good target. Some final awesomeness before we get to the accuracy test is, one, comes with texturized grip, which I don't really like the feel of, but you can put on grip tape or something to fix that. It does come with this removable piece on the bottom to access the storage compartment to put your drugs in. Nah, candy. It's for candy. That's what they made it for. And it's shooting at 380 FPS with .20 BBs and 20 rounds per second on full auto. I thought it might be better the second time around, but no. Only problem with that is, if your field is like mine, they only let you shoot 350 in indoors with .20 OBBs, and there is currently no CQB bolt available for it as far as I know, so you're stuck with using it for field for now. For the accuracy test, I'll be shooting it an empty can on semi-auto, a can of tuna on 2-round burst, and a full can on full auto at 25 and 50 feet. And finally, at a distance of around 100 feet, I'll be shooting at a chair, seat of a chair located about 100 feet downrange on everything. Triple hits. Hits. It's about half the size of a man, so you can hit that at 100 feet, you'll hit a man easily. Call it. I actually think I missed all of them. There's like 50 BBs in my hand, so it's not pathetic at all. Since you guys requested more tech specs, let's talk about some. This gun is 24 inches extended, which is a really comfortable feel. That's with the stock out, with the butt plate all the way in. It weighs 6 pounds without the mag, which isn't bad, but the mags are really solid. I've dropped them several times so far, no problems, but they do weigh 1.5 pounds each, which is ridiculous if you're going to be carrying 4 or 5, because that's like 10 pounds alone in just mags. It does have metal internals, obviously, I mean, which is great because it won't break. And it does feature a 152mm length barrel, which is pretty ridiculous because it's about the size of a pistol, but this thing shoots so far. By the way, if you didn't see from the accuracy test for yourself, this thing shines in semi. It's super accurate, it goes super far. 2-round burst is okay, but if you're going to be going full auto, just don't hold down that trigger. You're going to run out of ammo way too quickly, and it's just not going to be as accurate. KWA and Kriss put a ton of work into making this as realistic as possible. For one, you have the pins for field stripping. And if you didn't know this, on the real steel one, the bolt actually goes down to reduce recoil, and they went ahead and replicated this in the Airsoft version. I don't know if you could see that, but it's there, which is kind of stupid because in the Airsoft version it doesn't do anything, but it's kind of cool to show how much work they just put into making it super realistic. And finally, you got a 16mm clockwise thread, which doesn't fit your standard suppressor, as you probably know. And the reason why they did this is because they make aftermarket suppressors specifically made for this thread, like the Angry Gun or other power-up suppressors. I do not recommend those because they will ruin your gun. I'm not going to go into explaining why, just trust me on that. But they do make adapters to 14mm negative, so you can put on a standard mock suppressor if you just want the look or something. And I'm covered in Diet Coke. Who doesn't just love that? To finish off this review, you see that V right in front of the gun? That removes, and they have an internal flashlight specifically made for the Vector, which goes in there, and you have a room for a pressure pad on either side. So it looks really cool, and it functions really well too if you want a flashlight out of the way. Finally, let's talk about the cons on the gun, and let's finish this off. The gun itself is $365, which is pretty expensive and probably the biggest con of all, but it's worth every penny. Trust me on that. Mags are 55 bucks a piece, and still beating several of them. That gets pricey, so overall this whole thing is going to be pricey, but I think it's worth every penny, honestly. I would go out and buy it again if I had the chance. And finally, the 2-round burst system clicks into place, but not really, so you kind of have to like look at it and make sure it's set in 2-round burst, otherwise you'll slip into either full auto or semi-auto. It's kind of annoying, but not the biggest deal. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, leave a like below, comment, and I would love if you subscribe. See you next review.